Hello everyone, we are back again. This time we are doing a timeless Ascension Guidance. I'm going to do an energy transmission. I'm going to be using my star guides reminders, oracle cards to channel this message and transmit an energy transmission. You will be getting light codes and energies from this reading if you should so choose. You could receive this by saying that you accept to receive these light codes from me and through me, because I am just the channel, just the pure conduit for these frequencies to come through. Okay, so it is just activating what is actually already in your energy field, but you may not be aware of it. And these are very spiritual messages, okay? So if it doesn't immediately make sense, or if it seems there is not like a place in your life where you could put this, so if it doesn't feel grounded at first, that is totally okay. It will unfold in time, because that is how spiritual operates and how spiritual, frequencies and things work, okay, sometimes, and of course you want to spend time grounding and integrating after this reading so that those light codes and energies get to settle in your energy field, okay? Without further ado, let's begin. So the intention is to provide highest guidance for those that are watching on their ascension path, on their spiritual path, so that they will be able to receive the best upgrades to their wellness and to all of their beingness. Place it here. There we go. Pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Alright, so with pile 1, there is this one, pile 2, there is this one, and pile 3, there is this one. So you can pick your card now, or your pile. With pile number 1, we've got this titanium plated kyanite, black kyanite, but it could also be a blue one. I just cannot tell because it's coded. And then there's this black kyanite sort of blade thingy, and on pile number 2. And on pile number 3, there is a blue kyanite thingy, okay, crystal. You can pick your card now, and I will get back with your quick Ascension Guidance message. Those of you who picked pile number 1 and this titanium plated, absolutely gorgeous kyanite piece, here is your message. Oh, okay. So your main message is divine will, and this is sort of a background energy, a shadow energy at the bottom of the deck. So what's coming through for you is for you to first of all really feel the divine energy and to really feel the divine will playing out in your life through you, okay? So it's going to be important for you to remember that the divine doesn't want bad for you, and the divine doesn't want you to be hurt at all, because why would they? Like, why would that be a thing, okay? So if you're going through a hard time right now, just remember that the divine will has nothing to do with who wronged you. It doesn't have anything to do with the pain you're going through, but it has more to do with, first of all, how you feel, but also what you are doing with what's happened to you and what can you learn from it. I mean, I know it sounds like really cliche and it sounds probably something you've heard a lot, but but the divine does not want bad things to happen to us. So maybe what might have gone through is that there has been something that maybe you missed, and that's why that happened, or there maybe just isn't any other lesson there than just that there's like someone who's really a crappy person, right? Like someone who is not a nice person and they happen to wrong you or something. Now, another thing about that also, your energy speaks everything out into the world, okay? So your energy field and your aura basically introduces you before you even say a word. So there's something about that aspect here which is showing up in your life in general, okay? So just remember that you can always change your energy. You can always transmute and transform your energy. You do not have to stay the same all the time. You do not have to stay in the same frequency for the rest of your life. You can change your frequency at will, anytime. But in some cases, like for example healing trauma, it can take longer. But it doesn't have to take forever. I mean, I'm a pretty good example of that. But for when it comes to this message, the divine frequency, it's a very different frequency than all of these conditions that we have as humans. So I think it's important for you to remember that, going forward. And the thing about receiving divine frequencies, this might sometimes take a little while. It might take some deprogramming, unplugging, deconditioning in order to receive divine frequencies. Because in order to receive it in its most pure essence, you're going to need to be a clean slate. You're going to need to be this fresh and clean plate for the meal to be served in, right? You cannot be contaminated with like someone else's bacteria or contaminated with a bunch of dust or dead organisms, moldy food, right? So you're going to have to be a clean slate for the divine frequency to come through, and that in turn will prep your field into higher quality energy and higher frequency energy. So the energies that you're going to be emitting are going to be a lot more pure, a lot more crisp, clear, pristine, beautiful frequencies, and it's going to allow you to attract better things. And in turn it becomes like this cycle where the sort of divine feeds you and you feed the divine by showing these different experiences that the divine can have as it walks the earth as you, as its vessel. So when you are walking about on this planet as this divine human being, whatever kind of divine human being you are, maybe you are a starseed who is here to bring about your unique spiritual frequencies and show humanity all kinds of different possibilities, to show humanity all kinds of different ways that we can experience this realm. You're bringing your very own unique energy, right? And that in turn is also going to help you attract your soul family. It's going to help you attract different kinds of opportunities and an entirely different life, okay? So if you are in a situation where you maybe haven't been feeling so aligned, or maybe you haven't felt so excited about life, or you've maybe dealt with some pretty hard things in your life, it is very important at this point, at last, to connect with the divine at the very least. And I actually have created a free class for this. It is available. It's a pre-recorded class, and it's available for those who sign up to my newsletter via a special link, so I will leave that below if you are curious about that and if you struggle to connect with the source frequency or with any aspect of the divine frequency. And by now I should have a video out that is all about how personally I perceive the differences between God, source, universe, and in the infinite spark of all creation, and the divine and deities and whatnot. So those should be helpful resources for you as well. Yeah, they're saying energy is everything. Okay, so when you connect with the divine, and you truly connect with the divine, it can bring about different energies in you. Okay, so depending on the situation, it can bring about lots of, first of all, usually it does bring about a lot of peace and light and this bright energy and this loving energy. But then there are cases when the light can be so intense that it's going to bring up your shadow. So it's going to bring up all those things that you've repressed. It might bring up things like fear. So like especially if you're having these very intense spiritual experiences that feel extremely real, and it's because they are, but it's because they feel very physical, and it feels like the realms are merging, or perhaps you're having a UFO experience. This can also bring about like nervousness, tension, stress, and even fear. But it's like it's something that you know when it's happening. Okay, but truthfully, there is nothing to be afraid of. Okay, so it's something that you should be aware of, that there's nothing to be afraid of, and especially when it's divine, you are always safe. When it's pure love, light, intelligence, you are safe, and you are held by the universe, and you are held by your guides, your divine teams. And I'm not saying that you're held as in you are babysat or that you are like babied by them. That's not the case at all. Of course, they are empowering beings, and as they should be, and they are supporting you in a way that's empowering. So you will not be like left alone, but you're also not going to be like coddled in a way where it's going to hinder your growth. So they're always most likely going to be helpful and productive, I would say. All-right, so this was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, do subscribe please, and also check out all of the rest of the links down in the description box, so you can find my newsletter, like I said, and my website, and also this very beautiful deck for sale. So thank you very much, and I will see you very soon. You picked the black kyanite, and this is a very protective stone, first of all, and your cards are peace and galactic alignments. Well, would you look at that again? In another reading that I did, those two cards came, but I think they were different readings, probably. Anyway, what's coming through for you is this energy of peace is very much present. It's radiating through me as I speak. And it's about to really change your life when you truly feel peace, as within, so without. It's like peace is everywhere you look. Peace is everywhere you go. Even in the busiest traffic, you feel at peace. You are walking as the essence of peace on earth, and the aspect of light that is peace. And you have probably mastered at this point that peace is not just this war versus peace kind of thing. It doesn't have a whole lot to do with what humans consider peace, but it is the state of consciousness where you are calm, you have equanimity, You are not desiring any conflict. You do not need conflict in order to grow as a human. You do not need violence in order to, get some kind of satisfaction or to enjoy your evening, right? You are living at peace. You do not need noise in order to get dopamine, right? Your dopamine just is. It's a balanced dopamine, but it's also a balanced state of mentality within you, where the peace is guiding your life through your heart, and it also is your life. It is everywhere, right? So sometimes it can take a little while to reach this level of consciousness, but I definitely see it coming for you, and you can get a taste right now with this transmission what this peaceful energy feels like. And for when it comes to the shadow, or the background energy, it's the galactic alignments. So most likely this piece is going to come through your connection with not just our galaxy, but all of the other galaxies, and especially all of the planets and the stars that our species, that our planet, that our sun in our solar system is connected with. So if you are a starseed, most likely you are, because you got this card. Your galactic origins and your connection with your home star and your home planet and your star family, and as well as your multidimensional self, your starseed self, those links are going to be one key piece in understanding this piece. So certain species that come to mind are Hyades, Arcturians, I would say Pleiadians also, and Andromedans. Those are the kinds of beings that would resonate quite a lot with this energy. And also Cygnus also is one of those. And if you want to learn more about Starseed Origins, I have created a Starseed Origins course, which will be linked down below as well. Let's get back into the reading. So on top of this, there's also something happening again with the stars and the planets and the galaxies, where those planets and those celestial bodies are sending activations to you, and you're going to need to be there to receive them, because this is a part of this puzzle of peace, of feeling at peace. So you're going to have to be receptive to all of these downloads, all of these activations that are coming through, and this transmission of peace that they are sending to you, okay? And the star family, your star family, seems to be very active at this time. So it would be a good idea to connect with your star family, to maybe do some meditation and connect with your star family, and ask for their guidance, ask for their support, ask for them to support you in holding these peaceful frequencies. Even when it gets really hectic, even when it gets like crazy, just try to hold that peaceful energy within yourself and within your space. And you can always ask your star family to help you with this, okay? You are never sort of left alone by your star family. And this kind of came up also in the previous reading in the pile 1, so you can go and look at that reading as well, because it speaks a little bit to the same themes. But here it's just more about purely this galactic energy and this peaceful energy. So it's not just like any energy. It's a little bit more specific than the pile 1. distracted by. Is there anything else that wants to come through? Yeah, the sun and the great central sun are the celestial bodies that come through the most. And usually we do connect with the center of the Milky Way as well. But you can also connect with any galaxy, any central star of any galaxy. So another thing that wanted to come through here is that you can connect with any celestial body that you want, okay? So you do not have to settle for just the sun or the galactic center or the great central sun. You can go anywhere. You can connect with Andromeda, the central star of Andromeda. You can contact with, Sirius. You can contact with the Pleiades. You can contact with the Hyades, Arcturus, anything really, and just connect with the star. Even connect with the home planet. Like if you know what your home planet is, then just connect with that. Because I find that is going to bring you a whole lot more peace on Earth at this time, and at any time really, whenever you do decide to watch this and whenever you do decide to receive these pure light codes of love, light, intelligence, okay? So one more message that came through was that there may be some past lives in your starseed journeys. You may have some starseed lives that are, or that have been actually feeding more into the sort of negative timelines, into the war timelines or inner conflict, okay? So if you have, for example, been in Orion or Lyra, if you had those kind of past life experiences, those are the main ones that are very conflicted, okay? So that is why you maybe haven't experienced that much peace, or maybe you're going to need to actually unplug from those timelines, or like clear that karma from those timelines and those energies, so that you are going to be able to experience a lot more peace. Hello, pile number 3. You chose pile number 3 and this kyanite. And your cards are Mastery and Power. Okay. So what this is, first of all, calling to me is that you're maybe learning the difference between being a master versus sort of abusing power, okay? Because with this power card, since this did come up as a sort of a shadow card, this might be things that you haven't necessarily acknowledged. You may have been sort of repressing perhaps those limiting beliefs or distortions around power. So some of those could include that power corrupts people, or that power is abusive by default, or going into power battles with people. So those are some of the ways that power can be misunderstood. But truthfully, again, if you want to know more about this, I did write a whole blog post about this with this card as well. But for this transmission, what's coming about this power is that you do have to remember that power cannot be taken away from you, and it can also not be, it can only be given away, okay? So what you give power to is what will have power, but truthfully nobody can take it away from you. That's an illusion. It's an illusion that people sometimes have, where they believe they can just take power away from others, or that they can use their power over others, right? And so this might be something that's going to be that should be clear, that should be figured out, because that is what is going to really support you in your mastery. And these mastery codes, these pure mastery codes, are coming through this reading right now. Okay, I'm holding space for them to be transmitted to you. So these mastery codes, you are going to be heading into a season of mastery. And what this means is that you're going to be taking a lot more responsibility for what you have created, both spiritually, both physically, on all levels. And you're going to be actually stepping fully into your power. You're going to be understanding what it really means to be sovereign, what it really means to create higher realities, and to really be focused, and to really be this sort of spiritual, what am I speaking of? What is the word that I'm looking for? Like a spiritual, well, not just a leader, but I'm thinking like this presence of this multidimensional consciousness. This is some kind of a wording that came through. So it's almost like you are walking as an ascended master on Earth, right? But I do want to remind people that this is again something where we kind of are that and we kind of aren't, right? It's kind of like saying that, if I were to say that I am God, it makes me laugh because it's just funny to say that, but it's also because technically we are and technically we are not, right? We are little pieces of divine consciousness, and at the same time everything is one. So it's like this weird paradox that exists in this universe, and in that way you may be working actually with ascended masters, and perhaps you do have their consciousness in your multidimensional awareness as well, because yes, technically we do all have that, but there's something specific. So maybe one of your ascension teachers in the other realms is an ascended master, probably as one of them, and this might describe just this intense time of training with them. You may be going to this ascended master for a lot of guidance and learning a lot from them, and you might be also learning to master other things in your reality, so not just the spiritual aspect but other things, and those can actually help us feel a lot more confident when we get to that level where we are mastering more and more things, and where we are truly coming into our power in that way. And mastery teachings, okay, you're going to be most likely dealing with mastery teachings, okay? So it's not anymore about the beginner stages. You might be even giving, classes to people. You might be teaching people or preparing to teach people. And for when it comes to this mastery stage, it's like I said, the beginner teachings are not going to be applicable anymore. So stop playing small, okay? Stop playing small and start to actually accept that you are this, master, and you are the master of your own consciousness, and you are the master of your energy field, and you are the master of your power. And it could be also that maybe in some aspect of your life you have given away your power, and this is where you are not yet in your mastery. And I do want to hold space for you to receive the light codes of mastery, to understand what this really is, and again release that victim consciousness, where you may be putting yourself down, you may be believing things about yourself that aren't true, and you're just going to let yourself embody your own mastery, your own ascended master self. And this might feel a bit weird for some of you. It might feel a little bit scary even to some of you. But just trust that it's going to do magic and miracles in your life. It's going to be wonderful. And I see 333 on my camera, so it's like, yeah, it's going to really expand your consciousness. And it's going to help you create just a whole new life basically for yourself. And this is power again that should be used well, okay? So yeah, this is why if there is any of those lower frequencies in regards to power remaining in your consciousness or in your energy field, then you may not be getting the results that you want, and it could have very intense karmic consequences as well. It would not be the best idea to abuse the power that you have, and it would be the best idea to again build on a clean slate. Watch pile number 1 if you need that advice, because there was also talk about being a clean slate in pile number 1. And so I do believe most of the people that are watching this are going to be very understanding of what I mean though, and are going to be receptive to mastery from a pure place and from a heart-centered place, okay? And they are not going to be abusing power, but just saying, right? Because sometimes people do use their abilities in ways that are not supporting ascension, okay? So we want to be supporting ascension by not creating more trauma and more wounds in humanity. So that is your reading. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your presence. And if you do want to know when my private readings are returning, you can go and check out my newsletter. It will be linked in the description below, and that is also where you will find my website. That is where you will find this deck that I created. Actually, if I didn't say that already, I created this deck, and so you can find it and purchase it through the links in the description. And at this point, I thank you. If you like this reading and you haven't subscribed yet, do subscribe, and I will see you all very soon. Stay inspired.